Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you all for joining this bootcamp introductory session. I'm excited to welcome you for this session for our upcoming Agile Scrum Bootcamp. So let's deep dive. What exactly this bootcamp is all about? This will be 2-week program designed to start your agile journey. The format is quite simple and manageable. Just 1.5 hour a day, including quizzes, hands-on activities, and a focus session plus time for question and answer. And you don't need to have any prior experience with agile to join this bootcamp. We have designed the curriculum keeping beginners in mind. The bootcamp is ideal for wide range of professional, whether you are QA professional like me, a business analyst, or a project manager, or someone who is looking to switch their careers into IT or the tech space. You will find this bootcamp valuable. We will be covering everything from the basics of Agile and Scrum to the roles and responsibilities of Scrum team, like to tools like Jira and even real world scenarios where you will get to apply what you have learned. So throughout these 2 weeks, you will get hands-on experience with Jira, which is the most commonly used tool in Agile project all over the world. By the end of this bootcamp, you will not only understand the Agile and Scrum, but you will be able to apply what you have learned in your project or upcoming job interviews. So now the question arises, why we are learning this Agile and Scrum? What is the need to learn this Agile and Scrum? So, as I mentioned, Agile is the most in demand methodology in tech and business sector today. It is not a buzzword, it is a way of working, delivering results quickly and effectively. In traditional methods like waterfall, team often faces delays and they were less flexible. But Agile allows the team to be more adaptive and responsive to the change also. In Agile, we welcome the change at any point of the project, which is critical in fast moving industries like software development, product management, even many operational industries. So in fact, many roles like QA, Scrum Master, Product Owner, and Business Analyst all require solid understanding of agile. It is not just limited to developer and technical leads anymore. If you want to grow in your career, agile is must have skills nowadays. And it is not just about the theory. In this bootcamp, we will be using Jira, and Jira is a real world tool used by thousands of the industries worldwide. You will learn how to create user stories, how to manage backlogs, how to start the sprint, how to end the sprint, and even read the reports like burn down chart, burn up chart, velocity chart, etc. So this bootcamp is not just about watching the slides and listening to the boring lectures. This is about building the practical hands-on skills where you can use the practical skills what you have learned in your upcoming job or the next one.
Yeah.
So whether you are someone who just starting out or someone who is looking to switch into IT and sharpen your current understanding, this bootcamp will help you to boost your confidence and your career.
Yeah. Thank you, Nidhi, for giving why we are learning this Agile Scrum for our development phase. And let's see now how our Agile Bootcamp agenda looks like. It is about 2 weeks we are conducting, and during the first week, we are mainly focusing on fundamentals. This will be helpful for one who is from the non-IT or who is want to switch their career from non-IT to the IT. And here we start from the SDLC models. What is SDLC? We'll be learning it soon during the boot camp, and we are also covering the different methodologies of the SDLC like waterfall, agile, iterative, and the other part. And we also cover agile mindset and Scrum framework. What are Scrum roles, artifacts, and the events in the Scrum? And what are the different tools that we are going to cover as a part of project management? Mainly, we are focusing on Jira and comparing it with one of the game like Planning Poker. And we'll also show what other tools are available for the project management. And in the week 2, we'll be having more on hands-on experience you'll be getting. And we are creating user stories, epics, and the task. These are the terms that we are using in the Scrum. So you'll understand it soon. And we also simulate the sprints, reports. The reports we look at with the burn up, burn down, and the velocity reports. As a part of bootcamp, you'll be having some assessments and also the real-time collaboration with the different tools of the project management. And you also have a quiz as a part of this everyday basis, and open Q&A session on every day. For the each session, you are welcome to ask the questions regarding the any of these doubts. So I'll quickly show you how our agenda looks like on everyday basis. So our boot camp is for 2 weeks, and it starts from 9th of June to 20th of June. And the timings are from 9:30 to 11. So it's from Monday to Friday for the next 2 weeks. And the daily format looks like this. We start from quiz, and we have a major part of theory session in the first week, and the next second week we have a hands-on experience. And in the last every day we have a Q&A session. So during first week, you'll be learning the introduction to software and the SDLC. Firstly, we start with self-introduction, and we continue with the what is software, what are types of software, what is SDLC, and the different phases. And we are going to cover 2 different methodologies during this first week, and last with a Q&A session. So on the second day, we are going diving deep into the agile methodology, where we start with icebreaker quiz. In terms of you'll be playing like 15 minutes, 15 questions during this 15 minutes time in the quiz. And the next we continued with the V model, iterative, and the agile overview. These are the different methodologies under the SDLC. You'll be learning it, how this works. And we continue with what is agile and its principles, what are advantages, disadvantages of agile, and what is agile mindset, what versus traditional thinking, and why agile became popular in software, what are the different types of agile scrum framework, like we have a different scrum frameworks under the agile methodology that you'll be learning, like scrum, kanban, crystal clear, lean, extreme programming. And this next week go with Q&A session, and we have a assessment for the third day, which we will be informing on the second day, that will give the instruction during the boot camp. And day 3 we have an introduction to Scrum. We'll be starting with a quiz, 15 minutes quiz. And we continue with introduction to Scrum, Scrum roles and events, Scrum pillars and values. And we'll also know about the team, who is a product owner, like Scrum Master, what their responsibilities look like, developer, and the artifact. And what is definition of done versus acceptance criteria. These are terminologies that we are using it when we are working in Scrum. And we're also concluding with the Q&A session. On day 4, we have an overview of Scrum 1. We start from quiz, 15 minutes of quiz. And we also continue with overview of the project management tools that support the agile. And here we are mainly focusing on Jira. We'll also show how Azure also works, and on high level. So this we continue with what is an epic, user stories, and format of writing the user story, and how we are creating the user stories, epics in the Jira board. It will also explain the different terms like product backlog, sprint backlog, and the increment, and we conclude with Q&A session. On day 5, overview of Scrum 2 quiz, and we continue with difference between Scrum and Kanban. Kanban, Scrum are the frameworks under the Agile. So we'll compare and look how it looks like. And we'll also look into burn up, burn down, velocity reports, estimation of the story points. That is, we are comparing with one of the game, and so it will be understood in a clear way. And next, we are continuing with the sprint planning, daily Scrum, review, retrospective, and Q&A session. So this is a agenda for the first week, which you will be majorly learning about the theory, how Agile, Scrum, and the different terminologies that you'll be learning as a part of the bootcamp. On week 2, you'll be getting more on hands-on experience, which is considered as more like a workshop. So it is like Jira Workshop 1, where we are starting the day, like week 2 with the first quiz. So here we are like increasing the time of the quiz with more questions, like 30 minutes. And we are working like in a real time, like how Agile Scrum and real time work in an IT company. Like we start from daily stand up meeting, and we also continue with practical experience on creating the user stories, epics in the Jira board. And we also start the sprint here during the first day of the week, and we conclude with Q&A session. On 7th day, we have a second workshop where we have a quiz. We start with quiz and daily stand up again. And we also continue with practical experience on moving the user stories and walkthrough of the Jira board. There are different things that you can look into the Jira board in the how the in real time they work like in software team. And we conclude with Q&A session. So on day 8, we are starting with quiz again, 30 minutes of quiz, and again continuing with the stand-up meeting. And we see how we are ending the sprint, and we also look at the reports for how we had worked during the particular sprint, looking at burn up, burn down, and the other velocity reports. On 9th day, we are continuing with the 30 minutes quiz, daily stand-up, and we are also ensuring we have a sprint retrospective meeting. You'll understand what is this meeting about soon, the bootcamp. And we also inform you regarding the taking the group photo of this particular bootcamp session, uh, that we inform it one day prior. And we also inform you about the feedback preparation, like 1 minute feedback from each candidate regarding how the participation and their experience during this bootcamp. And we also inform about the certification, how we provide and how it goes to apply for this certification. And there's a Q&A session for this as well. On last day, we have a grand assessment of 60 minutes. And we start with a daily stand-up, and we have a grand assessment of 60 minutes quiz, which is MCQ questions. And here we have a feedback from every participants who has participated in the boot camp, and we also take a group photo as a part of happy ending. So this is the clear agenda of the everyday basis for this 2 weeks. And yeah.
And they will get the certificate at the end of this bootcamp, Pooja.
Yes, they will be getting it in the last. And tools and learning approach in this bootcamp, how it looks like. So we have a daily quiz on everyday basis that I have explained in the detailed agenda. And as a part of bootcamp, we are having a 2 workshop on which we will be having hands-on experience on working with Jira board. And we expect like more of active participation and a group interaction during this bootcamp. And Scrum simulation will be looking at after our sprint. And we look at all the metrics like burn down, burn up, and velocity reports during the boot camp. And we have a final assessment and the certification for this participation of the boot camp. And going forward, what are the bootcamp guidelines? My colleague Nidhi will be explaining you guys.
Yeah, thank you, Pooja. Welcome again, everyone. So before we dive into our learning journey, it is important that we all are aligned on expectations. As you all know, this is a free boot camp. It is short-term boot camp, but we want it to be highly impactful. So to make that, we have fixed some guidelines. These guidelines are designed to create focused and the respectful environment where everyone can learn. So these rule will help us to stay productive and collaborative throughout this program. So now, first I will explain what are the things that you require to participate in the bootcamp. You required only 3 things: stable internet, your laptop or computer, and the required app is Zoom app. So you have to test the setup early to avoid any technical issues. Yeah, next is attendance. Attendance is non-negotiable in this program. We expect 100% attendance, no planned absences. We understand the emergency can happen, but in such cases, you need to notify us at least 4 hours prior. So regular presence help us to maintain the continuity in the learning and the collaboration. So please treat this commitment seriously. Next is engagement and participation. As we all know, active engagement is very much important to make any of the program successful. So this means participating in the discussion and the task that we will give to you, contributing to the group work. We also request you, that you always keep your camera on, because it will help us to engage, to interact and enhance the focus and the connection. You need to follow the schedule. You need to complete the task given by us on the time. Next is the professional contact. Professional contact is very much important. You need to respect everyone, whether it is instructor or peer. You need to show the respect to everyone. No spam will be entertained. Stay on the topic only. Don't send any unrelevant content. There is zero tolerance for any of the misconduct. Any serious issue may lead to immediate removal from the program. Next is communication. Our main communication channel will be WhatsApp. Once you will do the RSVP to the form that my colleague will share in the chat, you will be added to the WhatsApp group. The link of that WhatsApp group will be shared you via email. You will add it to the WhatsApp group. Please use that WhatsApp group strictly for bootcamp related discussions only. No personal chats, memes, or any promotional content will be entertained. If you have any issue or question, please reach out directly to our coordinator, and this will help us. And this all things will help us to stay, on track, and will lead to the successful boot camp. Next is the punctuality. Punctuality is the key aspect of the professionalism. So always join the sessions on the time. If you are more than 10 minutes late, it will be marked as absent. Repeated tardiness could result in removal from this program. Let's all be mindful of each other time and start the session with focus and the readiness. So punctuality is the key aspect. Yeah. Next.
Yeah, 1 second. Yeah, thank you, Nidhi.
Over to you, Pooja.
Yeah, thank you, Nidhi, for explaining the clear bootcamp guidelines. So now I'll be explaining about what is this no-show and absconding fee policy. So we expect, in order to ensure the quality and professionalism, so we follow the policy. So we ensure like all the team members are, they maintain the professionalism during this bootcamp time, and we encourage the active participation during this time. So it helps to commit themselves in this bootcamp journey, and this will also help the admins to put less time in this part, and we mainly focusing on the training part here. And regarding the leave application requirement, we'll be sharing it on the first day of the boot camp. So I'll share it during the time. And we always expect the leaves in advance, as my colleague already mentioned. So 4 hours before applying, before you take the leave, and it should be approved taking a leave. So this we mainly expect. And what is this no show? We mainly ensure like it should be priorly communicated before it is approved, and there are fines for applying the leave without the leave. If you are taking some leaves, then there are some penalty for this kind of no show. And absence without approval, so we expect the mandatory notice of your leave, and approval should be approved before you take a leave. And there are like a limited number of leaves for your during this boot camp. So maximum you get 3 approved leaves, that too in case of emergency. So the fee structure overview, how it looks like is like first a no show without any information. So it's like 25 euros. And for second no show, it will be like 35 euros. Third no show, it's like 50 euros. So we are strictly following some regulations in order to ensure this bootcamp in a smooth flow. And if there are more than 4 no shows, even if it is informed, then it is like 50 euros plus a removal of the candidate. And for absconding 3+ days on the consecutive absence without notice, then the same, like 50 euros plus a removal of the candidate. So please make sure you are taking a valid reason, we are applying the valid reason and during the emergencies. Otherwise, it will be leading to the removal of the candidate from the bootcamp. And what are these emergency exceptions when you are applying for emergency leave? So if there are, unless like a life-threatening emergency, and if there are some immediate notification regarding uncertainties, and also if their coordinator discretion, like final decision, that will rest with the coordinator. That depends on the coordinator if what are these emergencies that you are applying for. And the final agreement and the acknowledgement is about after you have enrolled, that is RSVP to the registration form for the bootcamp, then we think that you have acknowledged to our agreement and policies, terms. And if you are uncomfortable with any of the terms, please do not enroll. And your spot should be fully committed to the participants who give their 100% effort. So regarding how to join the bootcamp, and I'll be sharing it now, so soon. And so you need to RSVP to the Google form that I'll be sharing it now. And the bootcamp dates, again, I'm repeating here, 9th of June, that is from coming Monday, from Monday to Friday, like for 2 weeks, from 9th of June to 20th of June, we are conducting this bootcamp. And the timings are from 9:30 to 11 in the morning. And the seats are very much limited. Please RSVP early for the bootcamp. And if there are any questions regarding to the bootcamp, feel free to ask the questions. So I'll share the link now.
Yeah, I have shared, Pooja. Registration form is in the chat.
If anything is not clear, please feel free to ask.